My name is Dr Ishani. The following extract is from an essay that was published in the Lancet, which I wrote based on a number of encounters I had as a junior doctor. This morning, winter dripped damp into my bones, but the hospital has cheered me up. There are Christmas trees on every corner, glitzy baubles and large tin boxes gleaming full of colourfully wrapped chocolate. I take a stack of patients' notes to my desk, but have barely started when I am summoned. Doris came in with a flutter in her chest that came to nothing. 3 weeks later, somehow she is still with us. "Hello, Mrs. Rafferty, how can I help?" Her blue eyes are lightly speckled with age, but burning bright with mischief. "Doctor," she says, "I have a terrible ache, right here on my shoulder." She winces elaborately as she points to it. I sigh inwardly. Doris was due for discharge twice last week and yesterday. "Oh, when did that start, Mrs. Rafferty?" I begin my routine. Yesterday it was her arm that was hurting, before that her hip. Truth is, Doris is an incredibly healthy 82-year-old, and we can't find anything. Later that day, when I return with the good news that her radiograph is normal, I find Doris standing facing the window. "Mrs. Rafferty," I say, walking towards her. She turns just a fraction before returning to face the sky. "Mrs. Rafferty, how's your arm?" She says nothing. "Would you like me to come back later?" I ask. Slowly, she pulls herself out of her reverie and turns to face me. "Doctor," she says, "there's 2 days to Christmas." I nod. From nowhere, a tear trickles down her face. "I'm sorry. Sorry." She hides behind her hands. Awkwardly, I put my arm around her shoulder and wait. Doris struggles against her emotion, but the storm clouds are bursting, and sadness escapes from her in tiny trembles that get progressively smaller till she is exhausted. I lead her back towards the bed. I ask her if she wants a cup of tea or a chat. "No," she replies. "I've taken up enough of your time with my silliness." But she isn't silly, and I am desperate to help. Then she tries to tell me that she is prepared to go home. That's great news, I think. But she looks down at the floor as she finally says it. "I don't want to go home." I know that, but she cannot stay here forever. It's just that I'm all alone, and there are so many hours in the day. She lets out a forlorn noise that is neither laugh nor cry. "Doctor," she asks, "can you give me a cure for loneliness?" There are many older people, just like Doris, across the country, who feel isolated and have nothing to look forward to on a daily basis. Charities like Contact the Elderly need your help to alleviate this problem. Get in touch today. Contact the Elderly also helps older people who are looking for good company on a Sunday afternoon and a chance to get out and meet new friends.